I love those words, and I'm going to be talking more about Rumi today. Priceless, absolutely priceless. Just a seed that drops like this to me. Beyond wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field, and I'll see you there. Is it a call? Is it a request? Is it a I'm talking to you kind of idea? Last week I shared some ideas about world meditations and peace and prayer. And today I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to weave this meditation. I'll talk a little, and then we'll have a meditation, then we'll talk a little, and then Angela's going to do the singing bowl. And so just prepare yourself. Okay, just go like that a little bit. Are you willing to have it slightly different? Yes. Good. That was always the right answer. That's always the right answer. So when Angela and I had been talking about different types of meditation, different thoughts, she sent me an idea about this song by John West. And I've known John West probably 35 years. He and his wife, Donna O'Neill, would come to Unity in Lake Oswego when we had 10 people, and we were in the basement of the Lakewood Arts Center. And we also grew and then did events at Lewis and Clark College. We did retreats. We did all kinds of events together. And now John West is the minister of Unity of Eugene for 20 years. So life just circles around, doesn't it? Just makes a great big circle. So I love that thought, and I've had several musicians write songs about that. Rumi is one of the most favored poets in America. He is from the Islamic background. He is a Sufi, was, even though he's alive here with us today. His father was a teacher and a leader and an imam, and he followed in his footsteps. He created the concept of coming together, all kinds of people. And Rumi had a way of writing poetry. He got very involved with the whirling dervishes for a while. He had an incredible career. And he would write and ponder and go into nature for long periods of time. I brought a quote of his that I wanted to share. Rumi wrote, I have suffered a lot in the past for failing to release labels of people. Just think about that. I have suffered in the past. He uses the word a lot. I have suffered a lot in the past by failing to let go of labels. Beyond those labels, those distinctions, isn't that an interesting word? Those distinctions we make between people. They have put me at odds. Now I realize that we should all meet each other in a field. Beyond wrongdoing and right doing. And that really, to me, questions from how many years ago that was to today. How many of us suffer? We may not call it that. It's a sense of separation. And once we separate ourselves from each other, we separate ourselves from God. Now that's a wake-up call. Every time I label you, it's not the beautiful label. It's the label that says, we're different. You look different. You have a different language. You pray differently. You see your family differently. You have a different lifestyle than I have. I suffer from that because I have put you out there. Does that resonate? So I've labeled you as different. And another way that people say it is you are the other. I've labeled you as the other. You notice where my hand goes. The other isn't here. It's over there. So when we label and create these distinctions, and we all do it, right? We all do it. And does it bring us harmony and peace? Not really. Now, sometimes we have distinctions. Kurt's tall. I used Kurt as an example last week, and he came back. So Kurt's tall and I'm not. So I can say I love that about Kurt, that Kurt's tall, and I may or may not love that I'm short. Thank you. I love audience participation. Maybe. So how do we and he uses the distinguishing, how we distinguish from each other. We say this is good, this is bad, this is middle of the road. And we do it all the time. Now we do it with food, we do it with colors, we do it with all kinds of things. We also do it with what we call religion. We also do it with so many things in our world. And that is beside the point. I was on my Facebook and I saw the Pope, Pope Leo, saying I saw him being interviewed, that when he went to Africa, that his trip to the mosque was the most important of his whole trip in Algeria. He took off his shoes and went into the mosque and spent and walked. Not a long, long time. However, he said, it shows or highlights my commitment to inclusion and compassion. And the Dalai Lama and Pope Leo and Rumi, all on the same page. All on the same page. And Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and. And so we question ourselves, I question myself, why do I continue then to live in my head and say that's right and that's wrong? Because I wasn't there. I'm not that person. And all of those people agree that the universe, spirit, God, energy, light, love is in all. It's you and I that distinguish. I think he used that word. It's you and I that distinguish and say, these are differences. These are differences I cannot accept. Whoa. These are differences I cannot. And we don't have to agree. And the Pope said that. We have different ways of praying. We don't necessarily agree. But we see each other. We can call it equal. We can call it beloved. We can call it many, many things. We are the same at the core. It's only our eyes or our mind that says, this is different. Whew. I'm not good at whistling. Whew. So what does it feel like? I'd like to ask you that question. Do you have someone that you have said is not in the field? Is there someone in your life or some way of thinking of things that you think is not in our field? In other words, we're better. We're more enlightened. We're more. I also read, I hadn't known this before, that most of you, I think, have heard of Teilhard de Chardin. He was Catholic priest. And actually, Jean Houston, probably have read some of Jean Houston, who just recently passed away in the last couple of weeks. And she spent many years in Ashland, and part of the Ashland Unity, worldwide known speaker, teacher. I met her at several different workshops she did in the Portland area. And she grew up in New York and sat on the same bench with Teilhard de Chardin. And she said that, of course, she was like 5, swinging her little legs on the bench next to this man who was famous and a writer and a spiritual teacher for the world, and how he taught her. She had the opportunity to be his student. And I just read that Teilhard de Chardin was the one who said, "We are spiritual beings having a human experience." I didn't know that. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. Teilhard de Chardin, the Catholic priest. I'm just saying. We're on the same page. Maybe not the same chapter, but we're on the same page. We're on the same page. So I'm going to invite you to go into a quiet moment now. Move around on your seat, and we're going to have a moment of compassion. Now think about as you quiet your mind, think about the labels you have placed on people, on ideas, perhaps religious thoughts. And just remember that those are labels that you created or someone else told you. Labels are just labels. So as we breathe deeply, say these words to yourself: a compassionate heart. I see beyond the physical. I see beyond that which I might call wrongdoing and right doing. And I realize there is only one that unites us all. It's a spirit, it's an energy. We can't see it. We feel it. So if you're willing, create a field in your mind's eye. It can be a big grassy field like outside these windows. It can be a field that you saw in your childhood, or an imaginary field filled with daffodils and butterflies. And in that field, see yourself and so many others. Perhaps people you would have put outside of that field just a few moments ago. Even someone you don't agree with. You may have felt hurt, disappointment. And you know that in that field, in that energy, inside of you and all that you collect, there is one that goes by many names. Lord, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, love, light, forgiveness. There is a field. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing. And good works. I'll see you there. I am there. Opening your eyes when you're ready, just holding that compassionate heart. Compassionate heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I support you in doing this work at home, doing this work when you're going to sleep or sitting down and being quiet for a moment. If you can, I visualize you finding moments to be quiet and sit and reflect. So now we're moving on to Buddhism. We've been Islam, we've been a little Catholic this morning, and now we're going to be Buddhist. Are you willing?
Yes.
Oh, good, 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 because we are. So now we're going to talk a little bit about vibration healing. And that's what the singing bowl represents. And there's a little discernment, a little discussion about when singing bowls started. So looking that online, 2,500 years ago was the Bronze Age. And they had bronze bowls. Now, they weren't used in the same way, but there were many groups of people that would pray together, that would gather together, and sometimes they used it as a call to attention. You know, they'd ring a bell. As the world was created, there was more and more kinds of almost instruments like this that they would use to make a musical note or a tone. And then eventually in the 1900s began to be crystal and glass bowls. Now the Buddha was born in 825. And then throughout that, his awakening, enlightenment, he began to gather monks. Now the monks would beg for their food and carried their own bowl. And then that bowl became significant to the Buddhists because they used that for many things. They used that to put their food in. They also used it as a toning or a meditation. So we think of, I'll put it this way, I think of it as a vibration, harmonious vibration that brings all of our vibrations together 3 of us. Okay. Well, that's good. We'll start with 3. Brings all of our vibrations together. This is the same thing as we've been talking about. Coming together on a field, coming together in a community, coming together and not separate, but coming together in a vibration. Thank you. In a harmonious vibration. Now, we are getting ready to host an interfaith gathering and a Native American concert. And I would be holding the intention that as people come from the larger community, they will feel that harmonious vibration. And I'm going to ask you to help me and Angela create that harmonious vibration. Nod a little. Big nod. Ah. So this is a healing vibration for ourselves. This is a healing vibration for our loved ones, all the people in our lives. And we are also creating a harmonious vibration in this physical facility that as people walk in that have never been here before, they will feel this sense of unity, this sense of openness, this sense of compassion, the sense of oneness.
One, if the sound from this vibration of the bowl gets very loud for your ears, it's fine to put your hands over your ears, and so you just have full permission to. I want you to feel comfortable in the space. And 2, this bowl that I'll help to sing this morning is connected to the soul star chakra. And a lot of the singing bowls will connect to play in order to connect to our chakra system for healing. There are 7 main chakras in the system, and the soul star chakra is the 8th, so it's not in the most commonly talked about. But it's thought to be this space of energy that is spinning, and it's located above the crown of our head. And the soul star chakra is thought to be a space of a bridge between our physical and the divine. So I just invite you to open up to this bridge as you hear this sound and vibration.
Thank you so much. I can still feel it in my body. Thank you, thank you. So today we realize through the many ways that we walk through our lives that we have an opportunity to find the niche, to find the way that helps us center ourselves. Is it through the walking meditation we did last week? Is it through sitting in the silence? Is it through a CD that has, or listening online to singing bowls? Whatever way it is, do it. Experience it. Don't skip it. And remember, everyone we see and everything we do is holy. It's holy. I'm just going to say a few words now about our upcoming event